Wondered why you can be extremely qualified in your profession and still struggle to get results on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn are often the most qualified experts, not because they lack expertise, but because they were never
Okay, I think Darlene is having some problems with her video. I'm going to temporarily...
taught, and they don't know how it actually works.
Okay, Darlene, you're having trouble with your video. I'm going to temporarily remove you and have you come back on, all right? Okay, so I'm going to start again. If you're wondering why you can be extremely qualified, have expertise, lots of knowledge, and yet LinkedIn is not giving you the traction you desire, that's because you probably don't understand these three things, which Darlene and I are going to discuss. And these three things are your profile, your SSI score, that stands for Social Selling Index, and the algorithm, which is referred to now as 360 Brew. So Darlene, let's dive in to the first one, which is your profile, because that is the entrance to LinkedIn. In other social media platforms, people scroll, they read posts, etc. And it's not as important, perhaps, what your homepage looks like. But in LinkedIn, no way. That is the absolute most important thing that you need to look at. And because people will go there immediately. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And that is where, when you're looking for people on Google, they are usually the top 3. And I've been testing it lately, and out of 10, I found that there was 8 that came up LinkedIn first, even before their businesses, even when I put in their business name. So it's really important to have your LinkedIn profile, especially the top 3 portions of it. And those are your banner, and that is the biggest piece of real estate. And it's either overused or underused. And I say overused because they put so much information in it that it doesn't give people time to look at it. Their photo is definitely really important because you want to be able to look at the person and see, are they somebody who I really want to talk to or meet or work with? And then there's your headline. And I always think of the comment that you made, calling it, you put your name and then alphabet soup. You're putting all of your credentials, and you're writing what job you're doing and your title, your subtitle, and maybe a little bit about what you do. And those are not what people are really interested in. Your profile on LinkedIn is actually your silent partner in every conversation that you start on LinkedIn. So it's really important to have that.
Wow, that is such an important point to underline, your silent partner, because it is your store 24/7. In fact, it is your sales landing page for LinkedIn. Hence, it's so important that you take the time to fix and to optimize all parts of your profile. Now, there's an additional part that I want to also raise, and that is the about section, because this is a euphemism. The word about makes you think it's about me. No, it should be about your prospect. Your prospect wants to know what's in it for me. Everybody's tuned to WIIFM. What's in it for me? So that about section is really not about you. It's about what you can do for your prospect.
Exactly. And I think too, with the about section, you really need to make sure that you're using words. And I know, Nancy, you do talk about words in your likability, and we're not doing the likability today, but the importance of using the words are also going to be someone who's going to connect with the people who are going to be the people that want to talk to you.
Yeah, and what's interesting, Darlene, is that because many of the people that we serve are experts. They have some sort of occupational credential, perhaps an advanced educational degree, certification. They are experts in their field. And so part of expertise is having what I call jargon, professional jargon. But the layperson, your prospect, doesn't know the words in your field. And so when you spew them out, including all those initials after your name, most of us scratch our heads and say, I don't know what you're talking about. So when you mention words to use, you need to keep it simple and use the words that your prospect would understand and know.
Yeah. And that's so true. I have to say, I've been DMing IT and cybersecurity and technical people. And I have gotten a couple of direct messages, DMs on my LinkedIn, and I had no idea what they were. I didn't know whether they answered my question or not because there was so much jargon in it. So I have to tell you, I had to put it into Chat GPT to say, what's this person telling me?
Oh my. Oh my. So that's another use for our AI tools. So let's transition for a moment and let's now talk about the SSI, which stands for Social Selling Index. This is something that I tell you, most people on LinkedIn aren't even aware that there is a score being kept behind the scenes. LinkedIn is keeping score on you and your profile. So, Darlene, what makes up and what constitutes the SSI?
So with that, it's the way that they use of measuring how effectively you're using the platform to build your professional relationships and to increase your business opportunities. So it does give you a score. It has 4 sections, and each one is worth 25. So there's 4 areas. One of them is, and the score goes up to 100. And one of them is establishing your professional brand. So are you doing that? Are you finding the right people? Are you engaging with insights? And are you building relationships? And sometimes you can be building relationships and scoring. And I'm going to use my own as a way of explaining it. I build relationships. I got a 25 out of 25 score on building relationships. Yay, me. But I didn't get a good score on engaging with insights because I don't post regularly and I don't comment regularly on people's posts. Now, it's not just that you have to comment saying, hey, great post. You need to write and give some insight. So it does say engaging with insights. It doesn't say just commenting. So you do have to put something that people are going to learn or something that they're going to feel emotional about. And it's also going to make a difference if you are connecting with the right people on it. And then this is where we talk about the branding. So why your LinkedIn profile is important, and it needs to be consistent from top to bottom because LinkedIn is measuring your consistency in branding as well.
So if I can interrupt a moment, Darlene mentioned that she's not posting and commenting, but that means not as Darlene. See, one of the things Darlene does, and some of you are aware of it because she does it for you, is that she's able to post and comment as you on LinkedIn. So she's constantly in LinkedIn doing it, but not for herself. It's the classic case of the shoemaker's children have no shoes. And so, yeah, she's going barefoot there on LinkedIn, and hence her SSI score is diminished because she hasn't been posting and commenting as Darlene. So we talked about, again, the completeness of your profile, your branding, your engagement. What are some of the other factors in the SSI?
So your relevance to the professionals on LinkedIn of your niche. And so they are really indicating that you should be niching down if you're to, We always say in our world, in the lead generation, is one, go after one person. And I know a lot of people like, oh yeah, but I have so many different kinds, and
I know.
but you can do them, but you just don't have to do them all at the same time.
Yeah,
Switch
exactly.
orderly.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that actually is a great transition to the third point we wanted to make, which is about the algorithm, because the algorithm is rewarding people who are on brand and are consistent in their niche. And whether that is the content in your posts, again, the people you choose to comment on and the comments that you're making, LinkedIn is noticing, watching. Its AI tool is collecting that information and consequently determining who should see what you're doing in their feed based upon what you are currently promoting. So if there's an inconsistency with your profile and with your comments and your posts, that's, and again, the person who is trying to reach all the folks, you're the one who's wondering why your algorithm score is way down and why the views on LinkedIn are diminished. It's because LinkedIn doesn't know what to make of you. They don't know to whom they should show your post.
And it is important to know, as an example, like I have people have many interests, like they're not just interested in their business. So it is okay to comment every once in a while if you have another interest, but don't do it a lot. I know that's terrible, but that's the way their algorithm is. um, because you want your business to grow, you need to be consistent in also doing your posting and doing your commenting. And they say that if you write 6 newsletters at the 6 months, yeah, 6 newsletters, that your algorithm actually increases on LinkedIn, and then your posts and your comments get seen by more people. I know people have the sense that I'm posting so all my people are going to see it.
Yeah.
That's not so.
No, it's not so. But here's a little tip, an extra little doodad here that can help you. And that is anyone who is a new connection within the first 2 weeks, they will see your posts and your comments in their feed. So this is the time for you to really work that relationship, develop a connection, and not just superficially, as Darlene said, what are you doing? How's it going? That kind of stuff isn't going to cut it. So I hope that you have benefited from these things. We could go on actually for hours with things that LinkedIn doesn't want you to know. But the three that we pointed out today are some areas about your profile, about the SSI, Social Selling Index score, and the algorithm, which is referred to as 360 Brew. And with that, Darlene, any last comments before we sign off?
No, I don't think so. It's look, I just want to say that we do often see people who are already doing networking within LinkedIn. So keep up the networking. Do DM people. Don't just be in their comments. Also DM them. People like to hear from you personally as well, and or start a conversation with someone.
And for those of you who would like more depth about LinkedIn, Darlene and I will be hosting a program on March 24th called Magnetic LinkedIn Makeover. And there will be hot seat coaching so that your profile will actually be audited, and we will give you some tips and suggestions for how you can optimize your profile. So we'll put the link underneath this video. And in the meantime, to your business success, this is Dr. Nancy Zare. And
to your sales success, Darlene Petrie.